Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, the housekeeping notes, all the product I'm using and all the dimensions are listed below. There's a link to my online store if you wish to purchase any of these products and help support my channel. There's a link to our Facebook group. We'd love to have you join that. There's my email address if you have any questions or want to find out about in-person classes. And finally, remember to like, share, and subscribe and help me grow in YouTube world. Now, on Monday, we played with, and I showed you the whole suite of Autumn Toile out of the new mini catalog, and the catalog did go live yesterday. Today, we're going to play with it again, but this time we're going to use the DSP, which we did not use in the first video. And we're going to use the pumpkins and the gourds this time. So let me show you what we're making. Little envelope says hello. The hello is coming from, I know, Unbounded Love. You know where I get those things. You can pull hello or you could put something else there. There was not a lot of images that I really wanted to use on this. And I even looked at the other stamp set. And so I just went with hello because it sort of worked for me. And then the card is this. It's a simple card, but I think it's very pretty. Blessed to have you in my life. I think it's a gorgeous card. So let's get started. Okay, stamping. We're going to need this is a piece of scrap paper. This is for our inside. This is 5 1/4 by 4, and this is a piece of DSP. Now, when I cut the DSP, just like I did the metallic the other day, I cut it at, I think it came from the other side, yeah. I cut it at 4 by 6, and then cut my 5 1/4 piece, leaving me this small piece here for the inside. So I'm going to set that there. I'm not gluing it in yet, but I'm setting it there because it's going to tell me where I need to stamp. This is just a little larger piece of very vanilla we're going to use to stamp on. So let's get going here. First, we're going to do our pumpkins. And we are going to use Memento on those. Make sure I got it good and covered. That looks good. And I'll set that off to the side and let it sit for just a minute. We are not using blends today. We are going to use watercolor pencils. Just a little something different. And I would grab my envelope and a pad. The other color we're using for this card is Mossy Meadow. So I'm going to stamp my hello on my envelope. There's that one. And then on the inside of my card, I'm setting this here just as a space holder because I want to center it on this piece, not on the whole thing. And I just realized this was not on the block very straight. If you start straight, it helps. And we'll put that centered as close to that there as possible. Just like that. And we'll come back to that in a few. And then we need our label. Now our label we're going to be cutting out. This is from the Stylish Shapes. Yeah, Stylish Shapes. This is the large banner. So I'm going to stamp down here in the center. This is Autumn Wishes. Like that. Okay, so that is all the stamping. I'm going to go ahead and, just so I don't accidentally mark this up, I'm just going to cut that off till we're ready to die cut it. But first, we got to color. I love coloring with watercolor pencils. Okay, so I moved that in nice and close. And we're going to start with, now there's 2 sets of watercolor pencils. This is set 1, and these are my set 2. The box fell apart. It got soaking wet, and so, but I know what color goes in here. So, but there's 2 sets, and we're using ones from each set. So I'll put the number in for those. But this one's pumpkin pie. And what I'm going to do is I'm just coming in here. I'm doing this back pumpkin. I'm just sort of going around the outside. I'm not getting it fully covered. And then I'm going to start just scribbling, literally. It's not like I'm coloring with regular color pencils where I would be watching my strokes and stuff. You don't need to. That's what's nice about these. And I'm going to come in here and go a little heavier in spots. Now you can color all the pieces, then come back and blend. I like to do one part at a time. But you could color them all. This is a blending pen. You just want to make sure that you don't have any extra on there. And we'll just start here. And you don't want to go over this too hard, and you don't want to go too much, because if you go over it too many times, you will get the paper to peel. But you can see I'm not going over this heavy. Just blending all that out. Look how pretty that gets looking. It's shiny. Now I want a little darker. I want a little darker up here. Right up here, and a little bit more here. You just come in here and put a little more color in. And you can blend more if you want. Or you can leave it just like that, and that's the way I'm going to leave it. Okay? So I'm going to take and make sure I have no more pumpkin pie in there. Okay, all gone. Next, we're going to do Cajun Craze. And this guy's going to be Cajun Craze. And like the other one, I'm going heavier at the top. You know, it's always a little darker at the top, around the crown. And just start scribbling away, literally. And I'm going to come back and put a little darker in a few of these spots already, and then we'll come back and touch it up a little more if we need to. Okay. Once again, make sure I have nothing on there. I know, it's like magic, isn't it? I'm not pressing hard either. And like the other one, I'm going to come back and put a little more in here. You can color straight with these and not blend them, but you can blend them. So far, so good. Okay. Next, we need, this is Daffodil Delight. I'm going to do my corn. Now, the corn, I am just coloring it, and I'm not blending it. I see no reason to worry about blending the corn. You can if you wanted to. I mean, you can do that if you want. And it does make it a little brighter. Yeah. Okay, This gourd up here is going to be daffodil as well. You can do these with blends too. I mean, it's up to you. You can do them with regular colored pencils. I mean, it's up to you. It's your card. And we need a little darker. And spots. Not like that. Okay. Notice I'm just using the top of this piece of paper here to wipe it off. Okay. I grabbed a lot of colors I didn't need to. I didn't remember what I used before, so I think we're going to use some crushed curry down here on this leaf. We're going to make these. These are the pieces of the corn stalk. We'll make those crushed curry. So I'm going to color them a little different than the first one, because I made the leaf crushed curry. And I've decided this leaf, I wanted it to be red, and I didn't grab the red. Hang on. I decided I wanted a red leaf in here. This is why I was going to change. So I'm doing the leaf in red. I did it crushed curry last time, but I thought a little red in there would look really nice. And there is 2 ends to this. You could go to the other end too if you wanted. But whatever you do, just make sure it is clean when you're done before you move to the next color. Now, I want to get a little more red in here on. There, just like that. So, all right. Let's make the stalks of these pecan pie. Stalks are usually pretty dead at this point. And we'll make a little vine thing. Okay. Now I want to do a crushed curry leaf over here. Like I said, I'm changing the colors a little bit. Just making sure I'm not going to bleed red into my crushed curry. Okay. And I wanted old olive for this leaf. And then I'm going to use garden green. And these are so small, I am really not even going to worry about blending them. I'm just putting a touch of green in there. And then put a touch over there, just to add a little more color. So there we go. Make sure this is clean before you put it away. Okay, let's zip this back out. Make y'all seasick. So we need to die cut that, and we need to die cut that. Yeah, coloring is one of those projects I like to just have it all ready to go, stamp it all, and just sit down with a bunch of them and just color away. So this one's going to go on here, but we are going to go more towards, yeah, it'll be fine there. I'm pushing it as far this way as I can, so it's off center slightly. And then I hit it. That's to be expected. Actually, I'm going to go a little further. I'm going to be missing the end of this, but it's okay because we're going to tuck it underneath. So it doesn't matter. I actually got it all, but I went closer to this side. And then we have this piece. And I'll get him all laid out here. Trying to make sure I've got him all centered up in here. Sandwich him in. Okay, there he is, all colored. Now, bring this back in. So you can see where I've added some different colors here. I moved this one here, and I changed, these were both Old Olive Craze over, or Crushed Gray over there. So I just changed it and added that red, which I like it with a little more red in it. But you color them the way you want to. Okay, let's put this card together. Let's do the inside piece here. Yeah, this would look good with basic beige, I believe, as well as very vanilla. It would look okay with white, but I just went with the background colors. It looked really nice. And I don't think I have burnished this, so I'm going to do that right now. There's that. And then we'll put our pumpkin paper on the front. Like that. And then this is going to get hooked right on there like that. Literally. I'm going to glue it on. Put a little bit of glue right there. And hook that on. And then I thought about putting a ribbon on this, and I decided not to. I'm going to use, I've got all these pieces. I've got so many pieces that I'm using up pieces right now. I've got sheets of pieces. So don't forget, use up all the pieces you have. So that way you don't waste anything. But after I've had a class, sometimes I end up with 4 or 5 of these partials. So that's what I'm using up. So we're going to put this on here now. I like that. So I'm going to go a little further to up. I guess I did that on the last one. But you're going to want it, you know, sitting there. If you want to, you know, if you want this to show, you know, just sort of look at it and decide what you want popping up, you know. on your card. Don't cover up the part you like the best. Yeah, I'm still throwing them all over, and the thing's right here, isn't it? Oop. There we go. Oop. I don't want that to push down yet. I'm going a little further to the top, like that. And then for bling, we are going to use the strip dots that come with this suit. I think they are so beautiful. As soon as I find and we're going to use a big one here and a smaller one here. And I'm going to put a big one right there. And that is my card for today. I hope you like that one. So here's the first one. It's a little bit different. Adding that red, I think I do like adding a little bit of that red in there. So that's the card for today. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.